I want to ask you a question. How often do you read in the Old Testament outside of Psalms and Proverbs? In fact, how familiar are you even with the story that the Old Testament is writing? Did you know that there is a consistent story of God that starts from the very beginning and plays through the Bible all the way to the very end? Do you know what the God of the Old Testament is like? Or do you think he's angry and punishing? There is so much story in the Old Testament that we as Western believers are unfamiliar with. And what we do when we don't know the story is we cut ourselves off from so much discovery of who God is, of what he is like, and how much he actually interacts with us in our own stories and in the continuation of the eternal story that he's been writing since the beginning of time and is writing until the end of time. And I'm so excited to introduce to you the discipleship content that we've just produced. It's called The Eternal Story. And the goal of the content is that we are going to introduce ourselves again to the story that God has written specifically in the Old Testament. There are themes that just run all the way through, and it's so full of discovery, and it so shows us a picture of what God is like and what he is looking for from his people on the earth. And so I just encourage you to sign up. We're going to form into groups, we're going to form into huddles, and we are going to get into the story of the Old Testament, and then we are going to learn how to apply it to our lives and how to be transformed by it as we discover God in the reality of our story today.